Hello, I'm Giovanni,
I'm Cindy.
Ricardo!
and we are Plus Health. Please join us and we'll show you our amazing application.
Plus Health is a web application made to ease patients' medical information management and to create a convenient and easy to use application for doctors, trying to have all their patients' medical information in a handy way. The project began with the requirements where we learned about how to gather, analyze, and define the project's problem statement in detail. We made 5 main use cases that we continue to develop. After that, we learned how to capture ideas in a more visual way, with the analysis model document, facilitating the development of the project. Before we started coding, we learned how to adapt to the actual implementation environment. This also traces how the system satisfies the requirements.
Speaking of code, our application is composed of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript with Bootstrap for the frontend and Python with Flask for the backend. Implementing our system was long but not as complicated as we thought it would be thanks to all the design documents we did beforehand, but since the team behind Plus Help isn't that experienced, converting the design into code didn't work on our first attempts.
In the implementation model, our main challenge was unit testing. It was pretty laborious and time-consuming process. We tested each of our methods to ensure the quality and total functionality of each one. Even with all the time spent in unit testing, it was well worth it because after that we didn't have to worry about logic errors within our methods. During the test model, we worked in the integrating testing, which was a moderately big part of the project in terms of time allocation. We tested the implementation and integration of each of our use cases. This helped us verify that the logic behind the code structure was functional and working properly.
Here we have the main page, where it explains all the services we provide. In order to use them, you have to create an account. It's free and really easy. As a doctor, you have your own profile. You can view the patient's medical history, create a new treatment, or a new diagnosis. As a patient, you have your own profile. You can also upload medical studies, check your medical history at any time, and start all your diagnoses together.
In your medical history, you will have in a handy way all your diagnoses, prescriptions, and medical studies.
The use of new technology that we have never used before, in this case Flask, was a pretty big challenge of the project. We would even say it was the hardest part of the project, in a technical level. Still, we enjoyed bringing to life this application while learning something new in the process. We learned that having isolated methods is the best way of coding, because you don't have to worry if it will work when you make a change somewhere else. You also get the benefit of not making changes all over the place when you implement or change a functionality of the application. We enjoyed and hated the use of Git and GitHub for this project. We applied what we learned before of Git, but since we are kind of new, we still ran into a lot of problems with merge conflicts. At the end, our experience in Git improved a lot. The documentation at the beginning of the project took a lot of time, but it also took a lot of problems off our shoulders in the final phases of our project. Having the use cases established, but most importantly for our project, the sequence diagram, was fundamental for finishing this project with the most quality possible we could achieve. Implementing Bootstrap wasn't hard, and it gave our application a big boost in presentation. The courses in HTML and JavaScript we took in the past helped us bring to life the application.